Welcome to Southeast Asia English Business Program Fortune Express. I'm Visna, your host for today. Fortune Express launches the fourth episode of Innovation and Startup Special Series. As Cambodia and Southeast Asian market grow rapidly, co-working spaces will continue to play a vital role in creating a stronger business ecosystem within the region. Fortune Express has visited co-working places and business incubators around the Southeast Asia to report on the environment of the innovation and startup entrepreneurship. With its low cost of living, young tech-savvy workforce, and digital infrastructure, Southeast Asia is fast becoming a hotspot for startup and digital nomads, while all over Southeast Asia, co-working spaces are gaining in popularity. Today, Fortune Express launches the second episode of the Innovation and Startup Entrepreneurship series in Southeast Asia. We have an interview with Mr. Joao Dutra, Accelerator Director of Phandeeyar Myanmar, an innovation lab that is spearheading the use of technology to accelerate change and development. How does the development of co-working space in Myanmar? What is their main startup business? We are going to have an interview with Ms. Kosoma Kim, Communication Manager of Phnom Penh, a co-working space, a business incubator that supports the development of social enterprises based around the world. As an international company, why did they decide to invest in Southeast Asian market, including Cambodia? How did they support the new entrepreneur? Phandeeyar was born out of a code for change in Myanmar, a series of hackathons in 2014 that highlighted the potential of Myanmar's connectivity revolution. After they have made thousands of people participated in Phandeeyar's more than 100 events, they have launched Myanmar's first ever tech startup Accelerator. How could they attract more and more young startups and tenants to their space?
I'm from Brazil, and I'm the Accelerator Director at Phandeeyar, which means the creation place in Myanmar language. So Phandeeyar has been around for 4 years, and we have the mission of using technology to accelerate change in Myanmar. Phandeeyar is an innovation hub, which means we have many programs that in many ways help people to start and create tech startups or doing some 3D printing and building software to help Myanmar in many ways. As you mentioned, we have a co-working space here in downtown Yangon, the heart of the biggest city in the country. We also have a maker space in which we offer a lot of tools and machines for people to build hardware products like robots and doing 3D printing. We also have an incubator / accelerator in which we support local entrepreneurs to start and grow tech startups in Myanmar. Myanmar has a nascent but high potential tech startup ecosystem. So far, we have invested here at Phandeeyar in 16 tech startups. And all these startups, they have one thing in common. They all use technology as a way to grow their businesses. And they are startups from multiple sectors. So we have startups in healthcare, education, entertainment, logistics, waste management. So to give an example, there is a startup called Recyclo that basically offer recycling services for local consumers and companies. More than 80% of the country have access to internet through smartphones. It means that almost all the 55 million people in this country can use a smartphone to access the internet and also use services there. It creates a huge opportunity to tech entrepreneurs to use their talent and creativity to build applications and other type of tech products to help this population to have access to services and in turn to help develop in the country.
Okay.
When we start helping, they're still babies. And a baby, in order to survive, they need some food and some care. That's what we do in terms of businesses. So here in our incubator, we offer them capital, we invest money in them. We offer up to $25,000 in investment for the selected ones. And during 6 months, the time of the program. They also have free co-working space, plus a very intense program of mentorship and coaching. The biggest goal for us is the startups to grow and being able to raise more investment after they leave the program. And it's quite interesting because there is an increasing interest from investors from all the region, from Cambodia, from Singapore, from Thailand, from China, from Japan. They are coming and they are more and more interested in understanding how these startups can grow. Here at Phandeeyar, we prepare them to get this investment and eventually becoming bigger and bigger and change the country positively. We have many ways in which tech entrepreneurs can join Phandeeyar. We have a competition called the Startup Challenge. It's a 9-day competition in which we help the founders to understand the methodologies around starting a tech startup, like the Lean Startup method and the business model canvas, and etc. The winners, after these 9 days, they earn a prize money, and they can start to actually running their business professionally. So the Startup Challenge is one way. The other way is joining our actual Accelerator program. So every year we open applications, online applications. Anyone can apply from Myanmar or from abroad if you want to eventually bring your business to Myanmar. And to join this program, you need to have, first, a strong team. We believe that solo founders don't go that far, so you should have a team of talented people to join. You should have at least a prototype of your tech business. Remember, we only invest in technology. And third, you should have some results that we call traction. People using your service, people have downloaded your app, some sign that people actually demand that. I think there is a challenge when it comes to Southeast Asia compared to other places, which is the shortage of tech talent. We still have a way to go in terms of developing the local talents that can build products that can change the world. That said, we see this growing exponentially. We see so many new people trying out new things and benefiting from the cheap costs of online servers and access to programs like ours, like many in Cambodia, like many in other places. There's always like these innovation hubs that offer support for these entrepreneurs. And economies in Southeast Asia are amongst the ones that are expected to grow faster in all over the world. So if you get these ingredients, like this potential for growing the economy, a new generation of young tech talents, and a lot of development to be made, it makes Southeast Asia one of the best places for people to start tech startups now, and the same apply for investors who are looking for growth and returning the investments, right? So if on one hand there are more developed ecosystems in which the talent is over there already, there are big markets, but there is not that much space for growth, right? If you look at places like Cambodia, in Myanmar, in Vietnam, you can see the huge opportunity for growth, especially when driven by technology, in which these young people can use cheap resources and have access to these programs to actually grow their business.
In 2017, Phandeeyar invested in each of the most promising tech startups in Yangon, and the Phandeeyar's co-working space ranked number 6 in First Global Challenge out of 154 countries, including Digital Right Forum, Startup Challenge, and Accelerator program. Phandeeyar hosted 251 events in total in 2017 with more than 4,000 attendees. That's what made them become popular and can attract more locals and foreigners.
Because there is a lot going on in Yangon. Yangon is the economic center of the country. But there are actually other cities here in which there is an emerging ecosystem also growing, a lot of business happening. And Phandeeyar has wondered that Mandalay, a city in the center of the country, can be a a good next step for us to expand our projects. We actually have a program called the Innovation Bus. So the Innovation Bus, as the name says, is literally a bus in which we go all over the country and then we offer short versions of the programs we offer here in Yangon in order to test if people there would be interested in doing the same there as we do here. And the Innovation Bus has shown us that there are many other cities in the country like Mandalay, Taunji, Myanmar-an, Taungu, that have, just like in Yangon, a strong pool of a new generation of potential tech talents that want to build things, and if we provide the support, they're willing to do it. We are actually quite lucky to have the support of many donors to execute our plans here. So we have been getting the support of Luminate, which is an arm from Phandeeyar Network, this US foundation founded by the founder of eBay. So Luminate's support has been allowing us to actually provide all these programs, most of them for free or at a very low cost. Myanmar has a big population, it's 55 million people. It's not as big as like Indonesia, for example, Vietnam, but it's still quite big. So there's a big local market to be addressed in many ways, by the startups themselves and by us in terms of developing the local talent in the local community. That said, if the startups, in order to reach the level that we want them to reach, at some point they will need to be connected to other countries and other communities. We actually have been getting connected strongly with some, especially Singapore from the investment side that always interested in coming, and also learning a lot from people operating already in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, in Vietnam, Hanoi, and we have been learning a lot on how to connect with these other ecosystems. Malaysia as well, also being very supportive. What I think is we have a first step on addressing the local markets and making sure the local ecosystem is strong enough, and then we start more strongly connecting with the whole rest of the region in order to grow this exponentially. I think so there is two steps. First, we address it locally, and then we connect with the other regions. I do think this is the right time to start a tech startup because the whole ecosystem is growing so fast. So it is likely that the startups that will be highly successful in 5 to 10 years are being created now. And this digital world that you mentioned before offers so many opportunities. You can create a website. You can create an app for free from your home. You can get some of your friends that are engineers. You have some friends that are designers. You can get together. Join a competition like the ones we offer.
Phandeeyar's co-working space is one of the largest in Yangon of Myanmar, located in the heart of the city and highly accessible and convenient with event space, plus dressmaking service, one smart auto control system for farmers, and Asia Art Connect that make them even more stand out.
So Asia Art Connect is like our art marketplace. We promote Myanmar art and then Asia Art to the global art market. So Asia Art Connect is like every artist can create their own account and they can sell their painting, and then the art buyer can buy easily with online payment, and then we deliver it like locally, regionally, and internationally. So we sell only authentic paintings. Now we are working together like partnership with hotels, and then like we install our painting at the hotels, so the customer from the hotel can buy our paintings at the hotel. Currently we are working with about 20 famous artists, but we open like every artist. Now we are working, right, some famous artists, we sell their painting like on our platform, marketplace, but some artists we connect like, how to say, portrait if the customer want to like portrait, so we connect with the artists and the art lovers. Currently, I have a good team to reach the young, mostly young people, like really passionate to do this business. And co-founder, and then I have the other co-founder, and then I have advisor team who from the business business field, and then went from the art industry. So we have a lot of mentors, and because currently Phandeeyar Accelerator invests arts, so we got great network from the Phandeeyar, and then we have the other Asia investor.
Hello everyone, I'm from Hydroplans. I'm a CEO and founder of the companies, and we started recently in November 2018, and we are building the #1 smart auto control systems for farmers to help their yields increase and to increase their quality crops. There are about 8 staff. Yeah, 3 of them are interns, and we have 3 founders. The reason is that the inspirations come from my previous work, and I have been working under the non-profit organization for about 5 years, where I have met with farmers and I have seen a lot of agriculture issues, and that's inspired me to come up with the ideas of building the better quality control systems, so that farmers have much more efficient and then productive in their farmings. There are several benefits that we have that Phandeeyar has brought us. Like one of the main benefits is like giving the pre-seed funding. And then not only that, but also their coachings and mentor, and then networking, and also giving more opportunities to meet future investors. So the startup means that we have to run with the much less resources and much less cost, so that it's train us to make more efficient in operation, and also run the business without having lots of cost. So we can announce able to build own systems, and also develop the. So we announced, although we got a lot of funds from Phandeeyar, we spend most of the funding in their technology, because it's a much important area that we should be investing for the future development. There are many problems and issues that you can find in Myanmar. Most of the young people, they have find these problems, and they have developed their ideas and come up with their solutions with the better technologies, but they need a kind of like support and opportunity, like funding opportunities, so that they can get on the path to reach out their goals.
OneSet is a personalized dressmaking service offering 3 apps, which is Fit, Fast, and Fabulous service. Not only offering services to our customers, but also we are doing some women empowerment on the other side. We are giving the job opportunities to the Myanmar local dressmakers who cannot able to open their shop in the market or somewhere, and who cannot like get the regular income because they don't know exactly how to do marketing their products or something like that. So we are just joining. We're just giving the orders from the customer side to the dressmakers. I started founding OneSet. And after I graduate from Founder Institute, there is the event like Accelerator program organized by the Phandeeyar. Accelerator program is to accelerate the startups like us. It means that investing money, we are getting the money from some organizations like Phandeeyar. That is why we choose Phandeeyar. We choose here to start our business, and then as soon as I know about Phandeeyar Accelerator program, we come and compete with other startups. I think it's about 60 startups, and then we got it, we are chosen, and then we started working here. So that's why we're based here. Firstly, I would like to influence the whole fashion industry of Myanmar, and then later on we will move on to Southeast Asia's countries, starting from maybe Vietnam or something like that, because the GDP of Vietnam and Myanmar are not very different. So I think other countries might have some preliminary fashion startups.
Welcome back. Impact Hub is a part of global network of connected community that enable collaborative venture while supporting the passion to create sustainable impact. Recently, Impact Hub has operated more than 50 countries around the world, and just in Southeast Asia alone, already have 9 Impact Hub existed in Cambodia, Myanmar, Philippines, and Malaysia.
Impact Hub is a locally rooted and globally connected company. So when I say local, because we are based in Cambodia, we could add by Cambodian, and we run for Cambodian. Why we say global? Because we are part of a global network, which is 50 countries around the world, and just in Southeast Asia alone, we got 9 Impact Hub. At Impact Hub, we aim to inspire, connect, and enable young Cambodians to create a positive impact in Cambodians through the entrepreneurial initiative. And positive impact to us means innovation, social, and environmental impact. So those countries in Asia Pacific, they got like in China, in Japan, in Taiwan, in Myanmar, in Philippines, in Kuala Lumpur. So it's like we got a lot of Impact Hub around Southeast Asia. Also in Cambodia, yeah. So established in Phnom Penh in 2015, Impact Hub was founded by 3 people. 2 foreigners and 1 Cambodian, and those people, they're very passionate about social entrepreneurship and social innovation. At the beginning, we were starting Impact Hub as a social enterprise Cambodian. The reason we started because we see a lot of challenging about social entrepreneur. Even you know that social entrepreneurship is growing really fast in Cambodia, yet the entrepreneur made a lot of challenges. And first of all, we see that those social entrepreneurs, they are not united. They kind of like do their own thing alone. They're not united or doing something together. So we see those challenges. So we try to create a community for them by creating an event. And then it becomes so popular. And then we see that, oh, this is really a demand for Cambodian social entrepreneur. So by seeing that, after 1 year, we come to Phnom Penh and we open an Impact Hub Phnom Penh in 2015. Being part of a global network, Impact Hub Phnom Penh has been selected as a hub of excellence in Southeast Asia, and that is because the community and entrepreneur that we're having now. You know, Cambodian entrepreneurs, they are very active, they're really passionate about what they are doing, and that's why we have been selected as an excellent hub, and we got a lot of attention from a global. And at Impact Hub, we have run a lot of incubation program from the ideation stage to the early stage startup. And in the past 4 years, we have been incubated 500 young entrepreneurs, and which is now part of our network. And currently, we got 170 active entrepreneurs who is very active in our Hub Entrepreneur Club. And in the club, we're gonna provide them the access to the high quality contents. We support them through the mentoring, we connect them to the network, access them to another opportunity that's available to them. And more than that, Hub Entrepreneur Club is a space for them to connect, to collaborate together so that they could do something together, create a big impact, and lead the social innovation in Cambodia. At Impact Hub, we also have an Innovation Garage, which is like just recently launched, like you are here right now. This is, we would call it a house of entrepreneur. So this space is designed exclusively for entrepreneurs to come, to connect, to meet the new people, and to do a brainstorm. So yeah, basically it's like a place for them to do all the activity that I have mentioned about. In 2015, Impact Hub has been opening as a co-working space. So I would say we are among one of the first co-working space in Cambodia. But after 3 years, right now we see a lot of co-working space happening. Just last year alone, we see the Workspace One factories happening. We saw Text for Good, and we saw the DAG, we saw Saka. So all this co-working space was amazing, and we are really happy to have them on board. So based on the recent research, they found out that since 2011, we got over 23 active co-working space in Phnom Penh, just from Penh alone, which is a good news for Cambodia. So co-working space is a really small of what we are doing right now. Impact Hub is more focused on the program and incubation that I have mentioned. However, we still love co-working space, and we have been working with a lot of co-working space around Phnom Penh. And for example, we have been doing a share membership with the factory, and we run a lot of events at factory and at the desk as well. Yes. So talking about young startup in Cambodia, I think that the young entrepreneur that we are working with right now, they're very optimistic about the futures in Cambodia. And I could say that they really care about the problem that they are trying to solve, and they're doing a really great job. Like trying to find a better solution from those problems. And those entrepreneurs, they really inspire us and give us a big hope for Cambodia in the future. Given the difference between incubation and a co-working space, I would say business incubation, you need those two things. You need co-working space for them to work, and you need a program that support them to actually run their business. So at Impact Hub, like I have mentioned, we focus on incubation program. So we work with young people who have a business idea, but they are not sure that the business idea is working or not. So they come to us to validate the business together, and then they go out and test it. And then in the process, they might need a help. They come to get a support. They come to they're looking for the mentoring support. So at Impact Hub, we connect them to the mentor that really expert in the area that they're working on, like from finance, communication, marketing, investment. So we connect to those people to actually to get our entrepreneur to move on their startup. So these are the things we are doing, and more than that, we also connect them to the network, to the global network, and to another opportunity that's available for them. And at co-working space, we provide them the space to work. It's like a platform for them to connect and work together with other people and make all the activity that I have mentioned. Incubation program is happening at the co-working space.
What is the Impact Hub mission in Southeast Asia, and it's optimistic about this place? Does Impact Hub has any plans to reach out or to expand its brand name in Southeast Asia?
The mission of Impact Hub in Southeast Asia is the same as other Impact Hub around the world. So we provide the same service of creating a community of entrepreneurs. We provide a working space, and we also do a program, incubation program, and events. And last but not least, we provide startup support to those entrepreneurs in Southeast Asia. So it is a great news for us to know that Southeast Asia has been known as one of the best places to start a business. And also Southeast Asia have made its name very quick to become a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. And that is because we see that, as we all can see, that the living cost in Southeast Asia is really cheap compared to other countries in Europe or in America. And Southeast Asia full of youth population. If you look at the population, we can see that 65% of the population are young, under 35 years old, which is a really good market that we could say. And the consumer spending is pretty increasing a lot recently. And for example, we all have known that Singapore has been known as the best place in the world to start the business, and the same as Malaysia as well. For sure that we're gonna expand to the more country in the region. But if you zoom into Cambodia, Impact Hub Phnom Penh is going to expand into our province across the country. If you look into Cambodia, we have a lot of advantage right now from the digital development in the country. And most of Cambodians now have been introduced to the internet and smartphone. And they could access to the internet. They start using those internet, the Facebook platform to do the business online.
Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for the next episode. If you have any comments and ideas, please keep us posted via our official Facebook page, Fortune Express, and WeChat, or call our hotline.